First question is, there is a growing swell of citizens in the United States that believe that, at least in retrospect, the war in Iraq was a mistake, costing us hundreds of billions of dollars. That war is now being fought in Afghanistan is also a mistake, and that the U.S. should end its involvement in the war there immediately. What is your position regarding the U.S. ending immediately its involvement in the Afghanistan war?
Well, I think I said that leadership's about getting results. Part of those results is making sure that you don't make mistakes. I'm really proud to be one of the few voices, only 10 of us, that actually opposed the entry into Iraq. It was an thought-out war. All the intelligence agencies told us that Iraq was not an immediate threat to the United States. And with that knowledge, I've figured, why do we need to invade if it's not an immediate threat? And I've opposed the funding of the Iraq war since. Afghanistan is one we probably should have been in early ages, but I think we have now outworn our welcome, not so much by the Afghan people as it is by the American public and the American taxpayer, who does not see a cost benefit of us in that war. One of the things that I've tried to do, using the resources of a Naval Postgraduate School and lessons that I learned in Peace Corps working with USAID and the State Department, is create a new center in government, the State Department's Office of Coordinator for Reconstruction and Stabilization. This is a civilian attempt to bring together all the best minds that we have in the State Department, USAID, to essentially have a civilian response corps. They're in Afghanistan right now. It's the most effective thing we're doing. It's the way we ought to be getting out of Afghanistan. And I'm for getting out, the military out as fast as we can.
You have the question, or you?
Yeah, I have the question. Thank you, Sam. To be clear, my primary focus is on the Central California coast here, as your representative to Congress, if I am so welcome to be your representative. The issue that directly to the issues that directly impact us here, but as it relates to Afghanistan or the topic of war anywhere around the world or here, responsible representatives don't pander to their constituency by telling them what they want to hear. Responsible leaders and representatives do their homework and discover all the facts before they make sweeping pronunciations on something as complex and far-reaching as war. What I can tell you with certainty is this: war should be the last option and diplomatically avoided at all extremes. Would I work toward and support the earliest responsible ending of the war in Afghanistan? Absolutely. You bet I would. And you have my commitment to that. There are consequences and unintended consequences of every action that government takes. My job is to understand, as well as anyone can, what those consequences and unintended consequences are before I state my position and cast my ballot in Congress. I have three issues that I would put this test against. Is this a just cause? Is the new government a legitimate representation of the individual citizens of the various regions or states in respect of the national government? Is the national government respectful of regional state governments? Are we doing for them, or are we teaching them how to fish? The example is in the Californian and the Herald just yesterday was the amount of money that the U.S. has wasted. Hundreds of millions to billions of dollars.
Your turn. The question is, what's your position regarding the U.S. ending immediately its involvement in the Afghanistan war?
Do it. We don't need to be over there. This country is bankrupt. Our founding fathers said, avoid entangling alliances. They meant foreign alliances. Why didn't we listen to them? We don't need to be there. We don't need to interfere in every other country's dilemma in order to be a moral nation. We can be a moral nation by protecting freedom and offering opportunity and letting other people come here when they need to and take jobs and be responsible working citizens here. We are broke. This is an incredibly expensive war. We are not winning hearts. I'm not sure what the goal really is. I understand, the only thing I've heard that makes sense is protecting the nuclear arsenal of Pakistan from the Taliban. But at what cost? We have to get out. And when are we done? What determines victory? And do you think that all the forces out there are going to let us reach that? I'm not anti-military. I'm proud of my country. But we just can't afford this for many reasons. We need to get out strong.
It's to you.
Well, considering what I said a moment ago, my answer should be absolutely no surprise. We need to get out of there, out of Afghanistan and Iraq as quickly as we safely can. There have been too many Americans killed in this poorly thought out adventure. There have been too many Afghanis killed. There have been too many Dutch, Danes, Brits, and others killed. And so far all we've accomplished is chaos in Afghanistan. And now we're looking at going into Yemen, which is even more chaotic. It's also a tribal society with 2 civil wars at once, and we're looking at going into that. That would be, even though it's a smaller country, even a bigger mistake. We could put our resources elsewhere, but we need to get out of as many of these foreign conflicts as fast as we safely can. That's it, as fast as we safely can.
I think there was a consensus of sorts here amongst the
Oh,
candidates.
yes, strongly.